There we go. Proof. But no. I'm getting attacked by something. Okay.
Okay.
She lasted 10 seconds. Okay.
I need a one shower.
Oh my word. Okay. Right. A word of explanation. If there's anybody in the medical profession watching this and wishes to write something about cold water being good for the human body, then please go ahead and write whatever you want in the comments. Because I think Lisa is maybe wondering herself. Oops. Right. I suppose later in the day it may not be so bad. The sun's over to my left right now. When the sun is a bit higher, and right now it's behind a cloud, and the sun comes out, maybe that might help with the water temperature, but clearly at about 9:45 on this Sunday morning, that is not the case. It is also the 27th of February, and I suspect the 27th of August, things will be a little different here. Where is here? And how are you feeling? The subscribers wish to know.
It's so cold.
It's so cold.
Okay, I'm gonna try the crash cart.
Well, we were discussing this, and you wanted me to go in there?
Yep.
Why?
Because cold water is supposed to be good for you.
Cold water is supposed...
It's
Is,
supposed to help you burn brown fat.
okay, is this before or after the heart attack?
Let's see.
So, as with getting cold water anywhere, under any conditions, there may well be some pros, but I think, especially if you're not prepared for it, there may be some cons. And oh no, Lisa's just put what it's called a rash guard.
Okay, still cold.
It's still cold. Honey, tell everybody about a rash guard. The theory behind it. No, the cold has affected her hearing. Honey, a rash guard. What's the theory behind it?
I think it's more for sunburn, to help you not burn.
Okay, more for sunburn to help you not burn. Clearly, it doesn't do anything about the cold water. Oh look, you see some beach behind. Well, not very. Let's put it this way: coastline. Anyway, where are we? Well, it is the end of February, 2022, 9:45 in the morning. We arrived on this island last night. Plane touchdown just before 9 p.m. And then Tony did the custom stuff, and we got ourselves a rental car and drove to the other side of the island. And it's the first time I've driven a manual, or stick, as some of you would say, for probably more than 2 years, actually. And have to admit, around here, I think a manual is preferred to an automatic. You have more control. That's part of it. It's extremely hilly around here, to say the least, to say the absolute least. And driving around, or driving up to be more precise, can be very challenging, especially on these curvy roads, especially as, say, it was dark. Never been to this place in my life before, so there it is, it's dark. I'm driving a manual, which I hadn't done for at least a couple of years, and it's hilly and windy, and that requires, a certain attention. Honey, how are you driving a manual?
I don't know. I have to drive. I don't
Okay.
know what to do if I want to do
If you don't know how to drive a manual, and I guess you get an automatic, then you just have to be have a little knowledge, right?
Bananas, they're
I
covered in
think.
plastic.
Anyway, see bananas down there. There's some grapes actually. I don't know if you can see them on that sort of whatever you call that vertical thing, where the grapes are. Yeah, and just from here you get some idea of the height, the terrain. It's the Atlantic Ocean there. And now, see, the sun is coming out from behind the clouds, so it might be a bit more pleasant in a couple of hours, and certainly in a couple of months, to probably go into that pool. Yeah, but where are we? As you can see, they drive on the incorrect side of the road. It is Sunday, so maybe everyone's in church. So yeah, so a little crane down there. Where are we? Well, look at this. That's part of our villa, I suppose. Lord above. Anyway, so here's our room. So we just got in here late last night, so okay. There's that view. There actually are four villas on this property. This is our room, and it's not expensive. And this isn't the Maldives type of thing. Here's the cars and everything, and look at our view from the bathroom and all of that good stuff. Got a bidet. We're not on a French island. This is our like little living room here. Oh, and this goes out to the. I'm exploring this myself. So we just got in last night. Oh, there she is again.
The sun's out.
Okay. Oh, that must be another villa below us. Let's go to the end here. See, we got this little balcony and table and a couple of chairs. It'd be lovely in the summer. I think the rates would be a bit higher as well. Okay, here we go. Wow. So this is the first time I've seen this. I guess this is for grapes also. We saw the bananas. Back there. Honey, I know those are bananas there to your right. How about here? These are bananas also, right? In front?
I think just palm trees.
Oh, palm trees.
Fruits are there.
Oh, no fruit.
The banana fronds are
Okay.
just a little
Anyway, so this is all part of where we're staying. I guess that's another
top floor.
villa down there. Okay, more grape stuff here. And anyway, so that's wow, the view, very nice. Okay, so here we go. We got a kitchen. When we arrived last night, we had some fruit waiting for us, and some ham, some cheese, now in the fridge, and a bottle of wine, which is also in the fridge. And see, Lisa's can work from wherever she is, and so that's what she's going to be doing from here. So when we do get accommodation, we have to make sure that it's okay for Wi-Fi speeds, and we did get the manager of this property a few days ago to do a screenshot of the Wi-Fi speed, and we normally use speedtest.net. Seems to be the one that seems to be, there's probably others as well, I'm sure, but we use that one, speedtest.net, to get the Wi-Fi speed, which for Lisa's work is critical. Has to be at least 20, which is kind of low. Most people seem to have that anyway, but it really is important. That's 20 download speed. So she's going to be setting her computer and all that stuff up there later. Of course, we could move. I'm not sure where the router is actually. This place I think has just got, not sure. The reception, Wi-Fi signal stronger here in the bathroom than it is in the bedroom. So maybe there's just one router. Haven't seen it. Router, some of you might actually say router. But anyway. Here we go. Alright, this is outside. Okay, so, you know, I parked the car last night. I'm not exactly sure where it is. I think that's the road up there. It's another villa. Anyway, so you haven't told you where we are. We are indeed on an island. Honey, I haven't told the dear people where we are. Well, they know we're on an island, and they drive on the incorrect side of the road.
Named after wine.
Named after wine, or was the wine named after the island?
Oh yeah, true.
Good question.
Oh, why'd you get wet?
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Oh, here's another clue. They take the funny money.
Funny money. That's a big clue.
The euros. Right, and as I said, that is the Atlantic over there. That is the Atlantic. And so yeah, okay, so what could it be? Could be what's those islands off Cornwall? The Scilly Isles? Maybe, could be. But it's not, they take funny money, and which we never did take in the UK. Thank God for that, he says. Yes, we are on a Portuguese island, which narrows it down. The fact that this is really, really hilly like this. Oh, gotta tell you. Came in last night. Say when of course we landed, it was dark, and as we were landing, now I should say that I hadn't educated myself about the landing situation on this island. Neither had Lisa, and as we were coming into land, you know, the plane was sort of shaking a little bit and wobbling, and I remember thinking, never quite experienced this before. And I was actually thinking for a few seconds that maybe the landing was going to be aborted, and we were going to have to go around and try again. Didn't actually get to that. Did land first time, but it was definitely never quite had a landing like that. And when we did land it, most people started clapping, which made me think, well, maybe this is like normal. And as indeed, apparently it is on this island because of, well, you can see the train and everything. You've got the Atlantic there. So somewhere out there, if this today it's not, but at times or at least this morning it's not, it can get really, really windy. The winds are coming, I don't know, from Canada, from Greenland, you know, somewhere. But yeah, it can get very windy. If you go online, you'll see plenty of videos about landing on this island, and say we didn't have to abort. And yes, this oh, it's something to do with the way the runway is and the bit of a valley and stuff like that. But yeah, apparently. Oh, and we were told later that there's quite a few times, in fact, just this past week actually, when planes can't make it, they actually cannot land, and they have to turn around and go back to you know, wherever they've flown from, or at least somewhere where they can land, depending on the fuel situation, I suppose, right? And apparently that's not unusual at all, actually. That didn't happen with us last night. Can you imagine that? What a hassle that would be. Lord above, I mean, and it can be the same when maybe you're leaving. Maybe you go to the airport to leave and you can't leave because of the winds. And then you've got to stay wherever you end up staying. That must happen, right? Anyway, yeah, so you've got lots of clues as to where we are. We are, should we say this together? Honey, can you hear me? No, she's in the shower, just, okay. It's cake named, well, this island is synonymous, I suppose, cake and wine. Lots of canyoning, apparently, and stuff. Lots of rain, you know how green it is. It's got to come from the rain. Okay, the Portuguese island of Madeira. Madeira. And one of the reasons we chose to come here first is because there are no COVID restrictions here, like absolutely zero, just completely as normal. And I think just not too long ago, within the last few weeks actually, the final restrictions were removed. The fellow last night that we got the car from was saying that up to very recently there were tents outside the arrivals facility, and people were having to go in there and do whatever. There were various forms that had to be filled in, either online, I suppose, or maybe on paper, about passenger locator forms, about, you know, when you arrive, you fill out and you kind of tell them where you're going to be staying, you know, that kind of thing. Well, apparently that requirement was dropped, and it's now just a recommendation or a suggestion, not compulsory. So absolutely nothing, absolutely checking in. Oh, I think, yeah, having to wear a mask on a plane for a few hours, that's not too good, is it? No, not at all, actually. I mean, I must admit, I think most people either maybe just lowered the mask a little bit so that it just covered their mouths and not their nose as well. Otherwise, it can just get plain uncomfortable, for sure. Yeah, so except for that a minor situation on the plane, requirement, I suppose, and I'm not too sure yet about, say, going to restaurants or outdoor places here where other people like to be. Because, say, we just got in last night, so we haven't actually been anywhere yet. But that's fine. I mean, I'm sort of probably going to wear a mask anyway, even if it's not a requirement. But yeah, so Madeira, zero COVID requirements, at least from the point of view of getting here. And even in the Azores are, I think, somewhere out there, there are still some COVID requirements required. So yeah, we chose to go to Madeira. And yeah, no regrets so far, but we've been here just a matter of just over 12 hours, so a little bit too early. But so far so good, I have to admit. The accommodation, yeah, it's we got it for a week. We're paying, I think it's just a little bit less than £75 a night, $100 or something along that line, €90 or something, I don't know. I mean, breakfast isn't included, which is fine, but you can see what we've got. Now, I dare say in the summer it's going to be quite a bit more. We did book it for a week. I suppose if you book it for a month or if you book it for a day, and then the prices are going to be different. I don't even know the name of this. I suppose I should put it down in the comments, shouldn't I? Just in case some of you this appeals to. So it is a bit out the way. Like if you didn't have a rental car, and I suppose you'd always use taxis, I suppose, or Bolt. I think Bolt is here. I think Lyft is here. Or is that no? Maybe Lyft is somewhere else. But anyway, Bolt is definitely here. There's no Uber here. There used to be, apparently, but no more. So maybe all those fellas are now driving for Bolt. And of course there are buses. I'm not sure about today's Sunday. But yeah, you would have to check that if that was some sort of issue for you. Like if you just wanted to go to a place and you didn't want to leave it, right? You just wanted to stay in that accommodation, or at least, I mean, there's a little village here. There's going to be some sort of stores here. But if you're in that position where you just wanted to base yourself for a while, you really didn't want to kind of go to the beach or anything like that, then this would be fine. But if you were in other situations, I mean, there's obviously taxis. There's got to be buses every now and then. It's going to take a little while because of the hills going, around the corners and up and down and all that kind of thing. So yeah, you'd have to do some research about that sort of thing if you were wanting to go to other places. But the car was really weird with the rental car. €185. It's only a small little Fiat Panda. It's a manual. I think that's important actually around here. €185. That's probably a low season price. I'm not sure. But the weird thing is the guy didn't want a deposit, right? So they don't have any of my credit or debit card information on file because I gave them $185 in cash. And then he didn't want a further deposit. Most car rental places, they'll take the week's rental, whatever it is, and then a bit more, at least to put your credit or debit card on file, just in case you get parking tickets or you scratch it or something. But this guy, none of that. Just paid for the week in cash. That was that. And next week when we come to drop it off, unless we extend it, he just wants me to phone him up an hour before, and then he'll tell me where he wants me to go, and that'll be it. So that's definitely weird, So yeah, again, I can't remember the name of the company. So yeah, if you're interested to know who that is, just let me know, and I'll put it in the comments box. But very unusual. Maybe that's an off-season thing. Maybe they're just a little desperate for business right now, so they're dropping the normal requirements. I don't know. Anyway, right. So that's it for now, right? All right. Cheers. Bye. 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 Bye.